traders. So here's a chart that I took. I mean, the trades I took on Friday. Friday had that big crash, which no one saw it coming. So here's that big crash. This is MYM, which is micro Dow, right? So the opening right there, there's the big crash right there. So here's the opening, and this is my IB. You can see here, it just kind of, you see we just ranged, and this is the perfect range. Is between the +1 deviation and the -1 deviation. In fact, that's basically the +1 deviation and the -0.5 deviation. You can see it just kept on going up and down, trying to determine where it's going to go, right? But you can see I already had my indicator here, trend indicator, already coming down. Once it broke here, it went so fast that you could not even place a trade. In fact, you see I got stopped out here several times because I was thinking that was going to come back up, which I wasn't really paying attention to the trend indicator, the red indicator, which was already going down, right? Because it already tripped this trend indicator to the upside, and now it's basically telling you it's going to go down, and it did. It went down pretty fast. So you can see here why I entered, right? Got some targets there. I re-entered, got more targets there, and so forth, until I finally drew out a Fibonacci retracement. So once I got down there and I saw the pullback, so there's the top right here. The pullback is right here, right here. So the retracement was exactly at close to 50%. You can see here. So I was making trades here, hitting the targets and so forth, and hitting the cut targets, and so I got another got stopped out here because I was thinking I was going to go long, but that's before I drew out the fib extensions. So now when I finally figured out where the fib was and where the fib extension or fib retracement and fib extension was, that's when I decided to go short. You can see here, this is the entries, right? So I got a target there, got a target there, and so forth. And I'm going to show you something here. Let me see if I can get this out. Yeah, if you can see here, I was trading my PA. I was down as much as close to 1,000, right? So I think the biggest one right here is around, let me go back up here, right here. So it's around 900, 350. See that? That was my drawdown. So I started making it up once I saw that, when we had that big, this is basically, I got caught with my pants down when the market went down so fast. So this one I finally recouped some of my, got back some of my losses, right? Until I got down to maybe 444. I got some losses here, no big deal. But then this is where I made this one, the comeback. Now this one, you can see here, you see the ending here, the exit price? The exit price here is all the same, which indicates basically I scaled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 2 is 9. So I had 9 contracts. This is micros, okay? And eventually closed out at this, and I'll show you where I closed out to be exactly. So I end up with $718.50, which I will accept. I'll take, on a PA, right? So again, when I saw that pullback and I drew out my Fibonacci extension, that's when I re-entered again, right? So I re-entered, hit some targets here, and the biggest, this is where I got my 700, more than a $700 trade, around 700, more than 700, right? So I got a target here. I still had maybe 1 remaining contract. I entered 2 more positions here, right? Because here's where the target was. I entered 2 more short positions. I scaled in 2 more positions there. And I hit the target here, leaving 1 more contract. And with that, I scaled in 2 more positions here, And here's the thing, you see all this is basically the one of the core setups in the VWAP wave, right? The core setup here is basically the what we call the price discovery. So what it's doing, this is the -1, it's basically bouncing off the -1 and continuing going down. And why this is important, I consider this a little what I consider is overrun of the -1. Just long as it doesn't pass the 0.5 deviation, it's still considered as a what I would consider as a price discovery. So you see here, price discovery there going off. So you have price discovery going off the -1 and continue going down. Same thing here. That's why I scaled in here. Again, like I said, I scaled here. There's a price discovery right here, still riding it. That's why when it came back down, I scaled more, right? There's an entry and scaled two more there's two more contracts. Again, we're doing the same thing here. We're price discovery, bouncing off the -1. Those of you who've been reading, the free PDF that he gives away, the 4 top high probability trade setups are what? Price discovery, bounce off the VWAP, and also fading the value areas, as well as returning to value. So this is what we call price discovery, meaning it's a trend going down. In this case, going down. So I scaled in 2 more there, and knowing that this is why it's okay. Here's why I exited right there, right? Why? This is an extension. This one, 27. It's a 1.27% extension, and I'm expecting that it's going to get down here, and it did, right? It eventually got there because MYM moves pretty slow, but it's very consistent. So we're testing this again, price discovery. Finally I got all 9 contracts right here coming down. Price discovery again. I didn't get out because I know it's going to get down here, and it finally did. It took some time. You can see when I finally hit this first one, this is what time? Around 11:30, right? By the time you get down here, look how long it took. 3 o'clock. 11, 12, 1, 2. So basically 3.5 hours just to get down there. That's how long it took. But the thing is, like I said, I made $700 plus dollars on that one trade, and that's what it did. So basically this explains how the VWAP wave really actually works. Just as long as you know the setups. In this case, he just kept on testing the price discovery, meaning the trend continuing downwards, and that's where I got that. If you look at the same thing in the micro NASDAQ, you'll see M and Q, same thing, but micro NASDAQ tends to dance a lot more. That's why I like trading the MYM. So here we are. Look at how big this is. This is huge. This is how much, you can see how much of a, look at that. This is the what? I think this is the -1. Yeah, it is. So there's the VWAP. So this is the -1. No, wait. This is the -1, and this is the -2 right there, right? This is -1.5, and this is -3 with a teal right there. I can see what price did. And again, this is micro and Q. So it was totally different with this. You can see where it tested what? This was a good test of, again, price discovery. Continued the trend. See that? That's the -1. Look at this. If you took this all the way down, where did it go? Did it go to the -2? I would have been happy just getting the -1.5, right? Not quite. I don't think it got down there. Oh, look how close that came. Oh, I think it did. Yeah, it did. Oh, wow. Now that's a trade. Can you imagine that? That is a trade. Now, if you took in one contract and just, because I usually start off with 2 contracts just to get that, so let me see how much. Let's take that. So here, again, price discovery. Let's see how long how far this goes. Okay, trading both the MQ and the MYM. Look at that. So let's, how much is that? That is $835 trade on one micro contract, one MQ contract. Can you imagine if we were just scaling that? That is unbelievable trade, all the way down there. This one. So what time was that? So you got in, let's say right here. So let's say you 2:30, right? Let's say 2:28. By the time you got all the way down there, that would have been at $450. Look at that. Before the market closed. Market closed at 5. This is the aftermarket session right here. The aftermarket session would begin right here at 4 o'clock, right? Right there. That's the aftermarket session. From this point on, all the way down, it made it there. Market closes at 5 o'clock. Called price discovery. And it did the same thing there, right there. See? Your trade entry would have been right here and just continued coming down, because there's your, again, if your stop was there, again, that would have been either another entry, right? There's another price discovery. It's bouncing off that -1. How many times did it bounce off? Here's another one, I think. There it is, price discovery. You would have been playing this the whole time. Just bouncing off that -1. Price discovery, there it is again. You see how that respects? That's why I like, the system. Again, if you came up here, of course, I would be taking this going long. You can see we already, either here, but eventually you can see it pulled back and it's creating these higher lows. So it hit the +1 deviation. That's the reversion system, right? So usually I take my trades at here, but I would take the reversion even though, because I know this channel is pretty big. Right, so this is another price discovery coming off the -2. Since we've already been out here, it's gonna probably come back here, test this, and it did, and just continue coming down to maybe -3. And you can see not quite, -2.5 deviation, and then bounced off again, coming down again, price discovery in the -2 until it finally decided to come back. And now test the +1 and just continue testing that +1 as the price discovery. So next week I'll be trading both the MQ and also the MYM. Starting off on maybe 1 to 2 micros each and seeing where it takes me there. Okay. So that's I just want to show you how Friday's market worked, and followed the system based on, again, the VWAP wave system and the core setups, the 4 core setups, and how it works. And hopefully, once you learn how to do this, it's pretty much consistent, right? Just as long as you know the 4 setups. See you guys next week, and I'll be on my live stream. I'll be trading both the MQ and the MYM. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Stay safe, and always God bless.